This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
More.
Hey everybody, this is Brian Sebastian, movie reviews and more. And if it's Tuesday, we're live in what state? Nashville, Tennessee today and next week. And it's always about broadcasting live on over 100 outlets at the same time, which is good. Talk for Media, Talk for TV, i2247.com, womenontv.tv, and the Worldwide TV Network, and also Talk for Media K4HD Radio. And with that, as you can see, it's Hollywood Squares night tonight. This will be fun because it's important. We got Dances with Films coming up. We got to talk about what happened this weekend in Tennessee. Rachel Roberts out of Houston, Tennessee's got a lot of stuff coming on. So we'll talk about all of the stuff. And this is how we do it. So I got to start off with this. If you have something, foundations or anything like that, always give to your favorite charities for one. Ours is the Dreamweaver Arts, Dreamweaver Artist Ranch, St. Jude's Hospital, Hand in Hand Foundation, Edie Hand, My Southern Mom, and Alabama. So when it comes to all of these things like that, so Dr. Andreea Vanacker, I love this lady. You know, TEDx speaker, international speaker. We got to get all of that stuff correctly. Entrepreneur, brain tumor survivor, brain lover. She's been featured in over 100 Forbes, Fast Company articles on topics that inspire leaders and create organizations to be the best that they can be. And I love her 1 Million Joys, a podcast. It's a great show to be on. I really, really love that. Next up, we got to start with Dances with Films, because Dances with Films coming up June 20th to June 30th. And I do all of this off the top of my head. So I got those dates right. And I love Dances with Films. Last year, Dances with Films LA was the best film festival that I went to. It was crowded, every single one. And I'm still amazed by that. It beat the Greek Film Festival. It beat the Jewish Film Festival. It beat AFI Film Festival. I couldn't believe it, and I still can't believe it. So that's why I wanted to have these directors, producers, writers on, because it's important. So when it comes to those things like that, you know, let's go over here. We got to go to the metaverse first, because we have this strange person over here, Beverly Zeimet. And I like her because it's all about being another author, another speaker. She's a visionary. She's an early adapter when it comes to VR and all about those things like that. It's always about education, helping those people and those businesses. And I met her through the Easy Way podcast, Easy Way Family, Easy Way Network. And so the other thing about that, all right, so nonstop, Sari Marie, she jumped on, actor, dancer, all around cool chick, and I like it. And then I'm really talking about Rachel Roberts in Houston, Texas. Sorry, Terry, but I love you, Terry. You know that. But Rachel Roberts from Houston, Texas, morning coffee talk. Coffee talk, that's what it's all about. That's how she starts her day with that. She's doing a lot of things in Texas, and I couldn't be more than happy about my friend there. And if it weren't for her, we would have never had one of our co-hosts, Howard Wiggins, Southern royalty, dancer, actor. You know, his dad helped start the Grand Ole Opry with Eddie Arnold, which is one of the reasons why we're down here in Tennessee doing a lot of things. And then we go back over to the filmmakers. So when it comes, I hope I get your name right because I like it. Danicah Waldo. I hope I said that right. You're interesting. Danicah. You're interesting because I think of Danica Patrick. You're interesting because I loved what you did with the New York Applause. I thought that was great that, you know, that YouTube channel, which you helped, and the 10,000 hours that you did, you know, for directing, hats off to you. Anytime anybody can do that. I don't know a guy who did that. Steven Spielberg didn't do that. Congratulations to you on that, because she's got a film that scared the hell out of me. Sally Gets Your Potatoes. That little girl we're going to talk about I still have a couple little nightmares thinking that this little girl's looking at me in the corner. We're going to show this trailer because it's interesting. And then we go over to Robin Cohen. Robin, I love the stuff that you've done. My heart goes out to you because you're a strong woman. I love this film, How I Roll. I watched it 3 times. It left an imprint on me because a lot of my friends have MS. So that is hard for me. So I want to hear your story. And then we go to the filmmakers, Brianne and Miguel. I'll probably start with you because this film that you guys did, those directors, producers, editors, your Holocaust survivor, the descendants, which is also important. How you did this is incredible. Everybody, welcome to Movie Reviews and More. So here's the thing. Talk about what it's like to do How I Roll. And this film is great. And how Robin, having that subject, 'cause that's not easy, going into your family history, having those things that happen to you that aren't always good, but become a stronger person after that. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having us, Brian. And so wonderful to be here with all of you. It's really such an honor for us. I think with you touched upon exactly what we wanted to share as our message, that regardless of whatever darkness you're going through, there's always light, and there's always the possibility to lean into that light. We all have that choice every single moment of our lives. And I think our history allows us, and our family's history, we always want to look for that light. And Robin is just the perfect story, and everything that she has really survived and thrived through in spite of all of the hardships that she has faced. So that was the idea and a lot of the message, and how regardless of life circumstances, there's always a way that you can see the positive.
And Miguel, talk about you, because you guys are a team. Not always to work with a spouse or anybody engaged in that, because that's not easy. But what you two pulled off with this, showcasing Robin and her family, is magnificent. Talk about that.
Thank you. That's what they say, that it's not easy. For us, it's the easiest. We're very lucky that we both think very alike, and we most of the times, we agree and we trust each other's creative decisions. So that makes it very easy for us to, 2 brains work better than one. And it's always good to see the things that, we can't see from the inside. This story, we were fascinated with Robin's story. So we wanted to portray it in the best light. And also, as we were doing it, we realized that, one of the things she says, that as bad as MS, everything that has happened in her life and the disease that the condition she has to deal with every day, it's still not as bad as loneliness, And so that, for me, was something very important, because, of course, I have a mother, and I also think about her and, that kind of situation she has to deal with. So I don't know. It was just a fascinating story to have the honor to create.
So we're going to show this clip, and then Robin, we may have connections with your sound, but we'll get the gist of it. We'll come back and have you talk about it a little bit.
Think about this. My mom is the youngest of 4 children. My grandmother was shot multiple times. My grandfather was shot and murdered. Who took care of my grandmother? My mother. Then my dad getting cancer. So my mom took care of my dad, but who's there to take care of her? Think about this. My mom is the youngest of 4 children. My grandmother was shot multiple times. My grandfather was shot and murdered. Who took care of my grandmother? My mother. Then my dad getting cancer. So my mom took care of my dad, but who's there to take care of her? Nobody.
All right, let's talk about this film. Very interesting, very inspiring, very touching. And then Dr. Andreea, we're going to come to you next. Robin, if we have a little bit of your sound, let's talk about what it's like to be you, just an average day.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I look at life in a very positive way. And I have motivation for my film originally. Can you hear me?
Every other word, but we're getting the gist of it. Well, I am.
So quite That's right. I was listening to the news and I was so disappointed with our youth and what was going on in high school, and felt that young people really had no skills to cope with what life's really about. And that prompted me, as my friends prompted me to tell my story, listening always, say I'm taking life on with a lot of joy. And when I spoke to Brianne and Michelle about my story, they just had such an innate understanding of how to interpret what I wanted to share. And hopefully we have sent a message that no matter what you're facing, it comes from within to tackle the achievements, not from somebody else.
And so, Dr. Andreea Vanacker, this is where it comes to you, the 1 Million Years of Joy podcast, because also you know what it's like to go to yours. And Howard, we're going to come to you next, followed by Rachel and Terry. Go ahead, Donna.
So I again, thank you, Brian, for bringing me on. It's a pleasure to be here. And the question, what is it like to be me? For me, my life is all about joy, but I look at joy from the perspective of both selfish and altruistic. So every single thing that I do in life is about how can I bring joy to others and how can I experience more joy for myself? Because what I've learned through my brain adventures, I've actually had 2 brain operations. You never know what can happen tomorrow, and life is a beautiful gift, and every second matters. So that's how I show up in the world.
You also have a new book out now too. Talk about, that book, The Human Growth Code, and what it's like to be in Forbes and helping all of those people like that, because your show is really important.
Yes, well, my intention is really to elevate, I would say, leaders and individuals to a different level of thinking that allows them to have a greater impact on the world. The podcast, the 1 Million Years of Joy, really brings stories and science that allows people to be inspired and to live with more joy. And the book ultimately, we believe we have cracked the code for humans thriving. And our intention is really to help elevate individuals to a different level. And there's a particular focus on leaders, because when you're looking at global data, it's very, very sad. Only 2 to 3 employees out of 10 are actually excited and engaged when going to work, which is very, very sad when you truly think about it. And we want to reverse that. We want to actually bring more joy, more respect, more belonging within organization. And it starts with every single human looking as to what impact they have through various interactions and through the choices that they make every day.
Howard Wiggins, joy and being happiness, you bring that to people when you're out there dancing, when you're meeting other people. And you know what it's like to work with that when your day job is there. Talk about that and tell them who you are, Howard.
Howard Wiggins. I'm son of Little Roy Wiggins, who plays steel guitar for Eddie Arnold. I was one of the world's 35 leading interior designers. You can see me in Andrew Martin Volume 3. You can get it in any bookstore around the world. And yes, I am happy. Life is precious, just like she said, and you got to cherish every moment of it, because it's the older you get, the faster it goes, and your time is ending. So you got to enjoy it, and I do. And actually, since I retired, I think I've had some of the best time of my life after I retired, because I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm not putting the pressure on myself to do it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm just taking life as it comes. But I'm being more social. I'm staying active. I'm doing what it takes to stay young. I'm not going to, sit at home and watch TV to the day I die and do the same day over and over. I like to socialize. I like to dance. I like to meet new people and try new experiences.
And so that leads us to all you coffee drinkers. I do not drink coffee. I just get up and start doing stuff. I don't know how that happened, but that goes into Houston, Texas for Coffee Talk and the things that Rachel Roberts is doing, that stay-at-home mom. I mean, she does. Who would have known Rachel would be doing all of these things? And I know she's always happy, right, Rachel?
I'm always happy. All right. So, hi, my name is Rachel Roberts. I'm a little chef here in Houston, Texas.
Chef.
Yeah. I have a little morning show called Coffee Talk, and it's you know, it's funny, it's loose, it's, you know, we just talk about bullshit. I also, you know, I co-host several podcasts, including movie reviews and more, and Adventures of Pipe Man. I'm starting a new podcast, and I'm, you know, it'll be on Fox. You know, and so I'm, you know, I'm finishing a book called Eat Clean, Drink a Little Dirty. I love to make fresh foods. Brian comes out to see me about once a year, or I go out to Los Angeles and we do red carpet events. It's a lot of fun. You know what, Brian, thank you. I appreciate, you know, being on your show for the last few years. And I enjoy this every single week. I love doing acting and a little everything that I do with you. So thank you. I don't know what the BHA stands for, but I don't even want to ask.
And with Beverly, you know, Terry, we're coming to you, and then Danicah. Beverly, talk about VR, why that's important. A lot of people are doing that. Well, it's been around for a while, but a lot of people don't understand that. Talk about who you are, what makes you special, because you really do a lot of things on Easy Way Network, Easy Way Podcast, Easy Way Family.
Oh, thank you, Brian. It's such an honor to be here. And just so everyone knows, I'm second oldest of 11 kids. And I've been in holistic medicine for 45 years. And how I got involved with virtual reality in the first place was when online courses came into being. All of a sudden, butts in the seats went out the door. And so I had to find another way to like take care of business and do that. So I got involved with it about 6 years ago. And a lot of people think the metaverse is owned by someone. It's not. The metaverse encompasses everything digital. And it's the world of the avatar. That's what virtual reality is. You know, you want to talk about really being able to let go and be who you are. When you start moving into this virtual reality space, you let your alter ego take over. You move into the science behind it is like you're automatically in an altered state. People will get on stages and give the talks of their lives. And instead of being, you know, like you said here in these little squares, you are face to face, just like what you see behind me, right? You're in the same space. Your avatar looks like you, walks like you, talks like you. We are all about education. We're all about uniting and bringing things together. And what we're looking to do in here is something that's never been done before. Virtual reality has actually been around 50 years, mostly the last 20 years, and the gaming industry brought it out. But what I want to say is how what we're doing here to change humanity. And you talked about joy, and you talked about love, and you talk about frequencies and elevating the world. We are starting a project that's going to be it's going to be a life of its own. It's called Soulfest Mastery Membership. It's a year-long program. And I'm looking for anyone out there who does modalities to be able to share. All of it's going to be done. It's making history inside this virtual reality space to change and increase the vibration of the overall planet. That's what I'm all about. And it's leaving that legacy. I've been on the planet for a long time. And people think baby boomers don't want to do stuff like this. Oh, honey, you better change that idea, because us baby boomers got us this far. You think we're going to just sit down in a rocking chair and pick our noses? Not so much. So if you want to be able to be a part of history, and you are a healer out there looking to get seen, get heard, and get credibility, we'll get you on the podcast. We'll get you in this space. You will have your day of fame. Plus, you'll have a whole year to work in this space and to really increase the overall vibration of the planet. That's what it's all about. So
I want to do it. I'm in. Beverly, contact me. I want to do it.
Okay.
Well, the thing about hold on, Terry. The thing about all of that is, and you filmmakers, producers, writers know this. AI is not going anywhere. VR has been around. You know, Rachel's son, Troy, is a gamer. So I'm always looking at these things of what's the best thing and how to use it for things like that. So, Danicah, we got to take a look at your trailer, and then Terry, but talk about this little girl that scares the bejesus out of me. Talk about your film before we show it first, because you know, when I look around the corner, I'm like, is that little girl around following me? I mean, if someone comes down the stairs, someone let me know. All right, because I don't know. Let's talk about your film. Go ahead.
Yes, so thank you so much, Brian, for having me. My name is Danicah Waldo, and I'm the writer, director, and producer of Sally Get the Potatoes. We are premiering at Dances with Films, and this story follows a little girl who is excluded from her family and decides to go on this hidden, unexpected ride in her housekeeper's rolling laundry cart to spy on the members of her household and learn the secrets they've been hiding. And so, yes, Brian, you're right. She could walk down the stairs any moment. I think you're safe. But I will say, Kinley Hyman, who plays Sally, this is her debut performance. She is an absolute revelation. She was 6 years old when we shot. She's also an incredible gymnast, so she's got this really great discipline and ferocity about her. And it is a dynamic performance that I hope encapsulates everything from the joy to the sorrows of childhood and what it's like to start to learn the truths of the world and start to lose your innocence.
All right, let's take a look at this.
Yeah, I'm here. I mean, they literally just told us this. And now everyone that we've ever met is coming over in like 20 minutes. I guess that my mom is going on vacation with us, and my dad is going to the Hamptons by himself. It's so depressing.
Where's Daddy?
Oh, no, sweetie. You're just going to lie to her and say he's got work or something.
Why don't you go get the potatoes? The potatoes?
In the pantry. That would be a big help.
You just need to like make him wear a condom.
When our families used to go away together. Mr. Hughes, both of you left.
Not your fault, Magdalena. You can leave it. I'll bring it down.
Of course.
Okay, she doesn't look scary there, but I guarantee you, she is scary. And it's a great performance by her. And by the way, you filmmakers, directors, writers, and everything like that, I'm not an actor, but Howard is, Rachel is. See, that scares me because I've seen way too many horror films for us. That's just
we totally could have gone the horror realm. I do think this is probably more of a coming of age drama. But there are moments in it that are scary. There are scary things that happen to her. And I think the emotional stakes of this little kid going through this by herself and not being able to share it or talk about it with anyone is frightening to everyone who might have a memory from childhood where they really started to learn what it was like to be in the world, but they couldn't share it because they didn't have the space to. So I definitely am excited to share it with the world. I'm excited to share Kinley with the world. That bathtub shot has become the fastest. I mean, what's so funny with filmmaking, right? Like that became the kind of iconic shot of the movie. We probably got that in 3 minutes. We had so little time to shoot this film. We shot 21 pages in 3 days. We were in 18 rooms of this large house. And so it's really exciting to watch it all to come together and be able to edit it and find the moments that really stick out.
All right, Terry, tell them who you are. You see that she speaks the hell out of me.
Well, Brian, you forgot to tell them. Brian, you forgot to tell them I'm an actress too. I was in a film called Heaven Warriors where I was killed by zombies.
You're going to be killed by more zombies. I got it coming up. Don't worry about it.
Oh, gosh. Anyway, I've been with Brian since 2014. I do red carpet interviews. I'm a fitness competitor. I've placed first place, second place in several bikini fitness shows. I was Miss Bikini LA in 2016. I won Muscle Beach. I'm trying to get back on the stage right now. I'm training to do a show. It's kind of interesting that you're bringing up the metaverse because I started an art project a couple of years ago and I need to revisit it with NFTs. And I'm also an investor in sand in cryptocurrency, so I'm really well versed in the metaverse and gaming and all that. People might not know that about me, but I am. I'm also doing a red carpet event on Friday as at the Ed Asner event here, where I will be interviewing a bunch of celebrities. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's coming up quick. I forgot about that.
It's Friday.
Brianne, man, time goes quick.
Mm-hmm.
Brianne, talk about this. What was it like to work with Robin? What did she bring to the table? Because just her performance, in my opinion, her performance is wonderful. Dr. Andreea, we're coming to you next.
It was amazing to work with Robin. I mean, she really gave us her authenticity and just let us be there for the difficult moments and the challenging moments. And we really were flies on the wall. And that's what we can always ask for as documentarians, that we can just follow someone around and let them allow us to see their world as if we weren't there. So it was really wonderful to work with Robin, and also it's super inspiring. I mean, I think our interview was like 3.5 hours long. Like we went deep. We really went there. So it was also always fun and challenging to find the moments, because there were so many great moments. It's like, which pieces of gold do you mind to bring into the film and make the story? Because there were a lot of different ways we could have gone with it.
Miguel?
Well, a little bit of the same. It was a pleasure to work with her because, you know, she's a very positive person. Everything she makes easy. It's always an inspiration to, you know, to see how much effort she puts into everything, and how light it is to be with her, and how vulnerable and open, you know, she was to share her experience, you know. And I think that's something very, I mean, I love it. I think that's very strong.
Hey, Robin, I hope I'm there to. I mean, she's coming out for Dances with Films, right? I hope I'm there to meet you because you inspired me. And I think about my friends who have MS. One of our co-hosts, Mike Szymanski, has it. And I'm, you know, when I go to him, I always want to make sure that he's comfortable the best that I can. And a lot of us, and Howard will know this, a lot of his friends that I met in Tennessee, they're all older. They all have health problems. So we do our best to make sure that they're comfortable, because as Howard says, you just never know. Here today, gone tomorrow, and you never want that to happen. Robin, what's your feelings on seeing yourself on a film? I mean, it's a short film, but I'm sure they shot a lot of stuff. You never know what they can't include in to make that film fit.
It was very interesting to interpret my life through the film, and they did a brilliant job doing it. And for myself, I think we never stopped to pat ourselves on the back, and the film made me realize also how I experience daily living. You know, I try not to take it for granted and bring out the best in all the people that we know and love.
You know, Dr. Andreea, it's one of those things when bad things happen to people, it's how you get through it, which is why you have the 1 million years of joy. When you see someone like Robin, the filmmakers, what's going on with everything in the world today, what's important to you? What's most joyful for you these days?
For me, what's most joyful, I would say, is being with the people that I love, and being surrounded by love. I think it's the most important thing that we can experience, and the most beautiful thing we can all experience in life. And I feel very blessed by that.
Talk about your podcast, why it's popular. You know, I don't know what it is to get people on. I was just happy to be on it, that she invited me. I was happy for that because I enjoyed it. But talk about why your podcast is important and why you got that name.
Yeah, so 1 million years of joy emerged after my first brain operation that lasted 9 hours to remove a benign brain tumor that apparently had been growing for over 10 years. And I had 0 symptoms. So as you can imagine, surviving the 9-hour operation was really incredible. And many of the things I had done before were put in question, and I really need to step away and reflect on where do I want to, move from now on, and what do I want to do, and that's how really I decided to create 1 million years of joy. And actually, it's not just a podcast. It's also a global research study on joy. We currently have data on over 38 countries, whereby we're looking at understanding joy across generations and across cultures. And the third dimension that I'll be exploring soon, now that the Human Growth Code book is final and out on Amazon, I'll be focusing actually on a docu-series on joy at work, joy across cultures, joy across generations, and integrating educational pieces that will help people live their lives with more joy. Because I truly believe that when you're looking at positive psychology and when you truly understand how the brain works, with all the research in neuroscience, we can choose every single day, despite adversities and despite the chaotic things that may be happening in our world, we can choose to find joy and positive things in any moment.
Beverly, followed by Howard. What's joy mean to you?
Oh God, joy to me means just having that high level of energy and being happy and just ecstatic. Life is too short to go down the rabbit hole of darkness, right? And so for me, joy is just being a bundle of that and sharing it around the world, and just be happy with everything that you do. Know that you are enough. You're always enough. And don't beat yourself up, and just say, hey, here I am. What am I going to do today? I'm going to be happy. I'm going to bring joy to the world. I'm going to increase whatever. I'm going to just be me. And that's a whole thing that a lot of people, for me, is that identity, is who are you? If you don't have your identity, you have nothing. And it took me losing my identity to really understand what your identity truly is and how people refer to you. You're referred to as a mother, as a wife, as the person who works down the street, as the one who checks out the groceries. Wait a minute. We all have a name. What is your identity? Who do you identify with? And that's one of the things I really love about virtual reality, Brian, is because I can bring people into that virtual reality space and really discover who their true identity is, because they just open up and just be. It's amazing to watch the miracles happen in there. And so what makes me joy is when everybody else is happy.
I agree with that. Howard, what makes you happy besides making people dance to you?
Well, actually, I make my own self happy. I don't put my happiness in anybody else other than myself, because I can do that through music. I can do that through dance. I can do it by my thoughts. I enjoy helping people with my interior design abilities. I get compliments every single day for that. Yeah. And I get a high from the energy I get from people. But I also realize nobody can please everybody. So I just be myself. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, that's fine. It's I like me, and I enjoy. I even like looking at my own Facebook over and over again.
I know you do. He does. He does. And Rachel's like, "Oh my God."
No. I enjoy watching Howard every day over and over again too, and I think he likes watching me. Howard and I are each other's biggest fans.
Yeah.
And we have a lot in common. I think that's what we saw, like when we first met in Nashville. I love Howard's energy, and I have the same kind of happiness and energy. Every morning you can see me on Coffee Talk, and you see that I'm like, I've got the same kind of happiness. So Howard, yeah, I love you. I look forward to seeing you soon in Nashville, maybe the Swift Committee. Brian, when is that coming up?
October.
Already
working on it. So what does joy mean to you, Rachel?
Okay, well, you know what? It's keeping one foot in front of the other. So I'm, it's continually working and continually doing things that make me happy. So I come on every morning, and I'm a very positive, happy person anyway. So I do my little show, and every day I call you, Brian, and we talk, and you give me inspiration, and I talk to, you know, Fox News, and I'm constantly creating new things which are happening. I'm finishing my book. I love that. You know, and that's what makes me happy. It's just continually moving one step in front of the other. Terry, how about you, my love?
Right now, I am actually growing and evolving to find out. I find my joy in nature and the ocean.
Me too.
And
Your garden.
I'm not necessarily have to be. I used to always have to be out there and be in the public eye, and now I'm more of like, I'm just finding joy within myself and peace. My whole thing is I love to travel. I like to see things, and I like the quiet.
Yeah.
I don't need to have.
I like that.
No, I mean, because I'm going through a very stressful period in my life, so I'm finding joy by just walking on the beach. I'm finding joy like just looking at birds. Like, I don't know, like it's just I'm evolving to that. It's not so much about like I have to be at this event and I have to do this and I have to have all these likes. I'm finding just joy in the nature of the universe.
Yes.
And it's making me feel like a better person for that.
Terry.
It's not all about me.
Okay. Terry, call me in the mornings. I've been doing this thing where I really enjoy meditating, and we could do this thing together where we breathe on the phone, and we breathe in and out, and it really starts my day off nice. I think in the world where we're involved with social media and all of these things, we can get so scattered. But if you start off the day like breathing and meditating together, it really is nice. Call me tomorrow, Terry. Let's do this.
Yeah. Well, I took a break from social media. I took a break from all of that just because I had to work on some family issues. And it's okay to walk away from stuff and come back to it. It really is. But you don't have to put so much pressure on yourself to get everything done right now. I mean, it's just like I know that I'm going to go back into that space, but I just needed to be more of a private person for a while. And I think a lot of celebrities go through that too. Like you're just out there all the time, and it starts to like, I don't know. Well, I guess it's your personality. I just kind of needed to pull back and just look at the simple things. It's really hard for me to meditate though. I was going to tell you right now. I get stressed out by Brian's suggested I should take a boxing class, which I think I want to do. And
call me in the mornings. Let's do it. Call me in the morning tomorrow morning, and we will just do a little bit of breathing. It takes like 5 seconds.
Yeah, but it depends on what time it is because I have to leave.
No. She's giving you some joy, right? When someone's offering you joy, take it up. Danicah.
It takes 5 seconds. All we do is breathe in and out, and we're just
Okay.
Danicah, talk about what does joy mean to you, and talk about your film company.
Yes, I think joy comes in 2 forms for me. One is, we'll say 3 forms. One is Sally in the bathtub. I really enjoy creating. I went on a deep dive a long time ago, about 10 years ago, about what joy was for me and why I wanted to wake up every day. And I think creating is where I landed. And that could be in writing or directing or producing. And then that leads us to also talking deep. I love to get together with my friends, and we're not talk about the weather or what kind of movies we saw people. We're always going deep and trying to get to know ourselves, getting to know each other, and thinking big about the world so that we can really evolve and grow. I'm on a growth train for the rest of my life, and I like committing to those hard things and trying to level up, whether it's with myself, whether it's with the people around me, and kind of enjoying all the different parts that life has to offer, because it's not always going to feel great, but embracing those moments and knowing that you might get somewhere better because you didn't feel so good that day. That's the joy for me, is those peaks and valleys and embracing those. So I think when it comes to filmmaking, it's the greatest way that we can share stories. It is the best way to start conversations, is by telling a story and allowing people to open up and think differently about their lives or how they might want to relate to each other. And that's just what brings me the most joy, watching a great movie and talking about it after at the diner with a slice of pie.
Absolutely. Apple pie. Hey, Brianne and Miguel, talk about what gets you joy, followed by Robin. And I'll tell you why I said this afterwards. Ask everybody.
There's so many things that bring us joy. I think we definitely echo what Danicah was saying, that being able to be creative and to live our lives being creative. Everybody's creative, right? Everybody's technically an artist. We're always creating our lives in every single moment. But because we also have the ability to, also what Dr. Andreea was saying, right? If 2 to 3 people out of 10 are not happy with their work, we wake up thrilled. Like, we love Mondays. We have 2 beautiful young daughters and we love being with them, but weekends are like full-time, full-on 24/7 parents. So Mondays we're like, oh, we get to go back and create again, right? So it is that, I think it's that inner spark that just gives you the elevated feeling of happiness, love, joy, elation, exhilaration, and just high energy, right? I think that would be joy. And obviously I get to do it with my favorite person. So what, like, I'm super blessed and grateful for life and joy.
Miguel, you better say something good about your partner, or else it won't be good.
Well, whatever she just said, that's exactly what I believe.
That's all you need to say. That's good. That's all you need to say.
I know we're very, very lucky. We just love to be together, work together. It's every day is a challenge of trying to create, concepts. We make movies that are normally about, social issues, things that matter to us, so what else could we ask for? And then we have these amazing daughters that it's also one of our, if not our best creation and project, which is, to observe how they grow and try to be the good reference to them. That's just what we live for, trying to be a good person and trying to be a good reference.
All right, Robin, I want you to talk slowly because I want to hear what you're going to say. What does joy mean to you?
Joy means to me accomplishments, like inner accomplishments. I just think doing the film brought so much joy because it validated what I accomplished so far in my life. It's taught my children who are in the 30s a big lesson that reinvent yourself, and that brings me pride as well. And what I wish the most, and in regards to the film, which will bring me joy, that everybody who used it takes away a lesson that can apply to their own life, which is how to accomplish moving through the dark moments, because that's the point that forces you to find joy at those meetings in life. It's not always dark. The dark brings lots of light, and that brings you joy.
Now, the reason why I asked everybody about joy, because Dr. Andreea is doing a survey about that, and I forgot about that survey until she mentioned that. I can't wait to see this. I don't know how many people she's going to have, but maybe you guys are one of the lucky ones to be in that survey. It's going to be fascinating, right, Dr. Andreea?
Yes, I'd love for you to participate. If you do have 5 minutes, it's really the time it takes to take the survey, and for you just to answer a couple of questions in terms of what brings you joy during the day, whether it's in your free time, in your professional endeavors. What are some of the obstacles to your joy? And the best thing is really to go to my website, andreavanacker.com/joy, and you'll see the survey right there. And yes, if you can spare 5 minutes, we would love that.
We got a couple minutes left. So, Howard, let's talk about what room are you in. Let's talk about that, and we'll show a couple things of what we did Friday night and what I did Sunday night.
I'm at the entryway at the bottom of the steps, which is going up to my art gallery, which also brings me, one of the things that bring me joy is beauty. I mean, every day on my day off, I either go shopping or I go to an art gallery or I'll go somewhere where I can see beauty. So if I don't see it at home, I want to go see it somewhere else. But and music, and of course music, because that always makes me happy too. So that's it.
And so let's talk about what we did Friday night. Howard came and got me, and we went over to Mont Haven, and we went to go see Bernie Taupin, and Howard set this photo up. He's good at doing this stuff. I'm terrible. And it was one of the things that, if you don't know Bernie Taupin, he is Elton John's writing partner. He wrote all those songs. and it was good to see his art or what he had. And Howard, talk about your experience of being there, because you did capture a couple great photos.
Well, the first photo we took that you took of me of that art that was in the entryway, I automatically went to the most expensive painting in the showroom, which I did not even know, but that's the way I trained my eye. He had one piece that was like, I think it was $120,000 for the piece that he had done. And I just went right to it. But I mean, he's very more of a collage of musical instruments, America, red, white, and blue type colors, very textural in his art. Definitely reflects who he is and what he stands for. So I think the part of enjoying art is to do something creative that other people haven't done. And that's hard to do. To be an original is, for some, it's easy for me because I stress at doing that. But for a lot of people, they want to copy everybody. I don't want to copy anybody. I want to be my own self, do my own artwork, or not artwork, but whatever I do and be original. So, and I think that's what he has done too. And I think that's why he's so successful. So
we got about 5 minutes left. So the good thing about that is got to thank Cheryl. We got to thank Lois, my second Southern mom. I have two of them. Who would have known? If it weren't for her, we wouldn't have been invited because it was a VIP through ASCAP. That's Cheryl. She runs Mont Haven. It's a beautiful museum. It's got a great history of that. And Lois, she's my Southern mom. So she's 86 years old and she knows everybody. She ran the art exhibit for Tennessee for like 35, 40 years. And so when she's there, and that's Bernie. So when she's there, she introduced me to who was it? Hazel Daniels. Charlie Daniels' his widow. So we will be doing something with them. And a couple other things that I should not be talking about, but I can't help but not talk about. And that'll be fun to talk about. And so I love these photos of everybody because it says something of them. To me, it says happiness and joy, and that's what it's all about. And so we got we got about 3 minutes left. All right. So Dr. Andreea, give your social media links for everybody and how they can reach out to you.
The best thing is really to reach out to me on LinkedIn, Andreea Vanacker, and send me a message. Let's connect. I'd love that.
And say it in French. We have our French-speaking audience. Go ahead.
Ah, mais génial. Oui, la meilleure méthode, c'est de me contacter via LinkedIn. Merci de m'envoyer un message et au plaisir de rester en contact.
Brianne and Miguel, social media links.
That's beautiful. We are Brianne and Miguel, Bri, B-R-I, Gail, G-U-E-L. So you can go to our website, brigel.com, or We Are Brigel. That is W-E-A-R-E-B-R-I-G-U-E-L. We Are Brigel.
Robin?
I don't have a social media.
That's okay. We're going to follow you some kind of way. We're going to stalk you because you're too important. Howard Wiggins, social media links. Go ahead.
Howard Wiggins Facebook, and of course on Movies Review and More, and also on Twitter. So
Terry?
Terry Marie Donstop on all platforms, and then terrymariaofficial.com.
Beverly?
Beverly Zeimet, Metaverse Queen, all over every social media that's out there by that same name. And just, you can't miss this beautiful face.
Rachel Roberts.
Rachel Ann Roberts. Follow me on all social media platforms. Watch me in the mornings on Coffee Talk, and all exciting things to come. Rachel Ann Roberts.
You never know what she's up to. That's the exciting about that. Danicah.
I am at Danicah.Waldo on Instagram, DanicahWaldo.com, as well as Sally Get the Potatoes Film. So especially on Instagram, if you can give us a follow, really helps us as we spread the word. We are early in our festival run. We're excited to get it to as many places as possible.
Got to thank Cher Culver, PR. I love Cher. She does a great job with publicity, with everything. People don't understand what publicists do. They work their butts off behind the scenes doing a lot of things. Dances with Films, June 20th through the 30th in Los Angeles, because they have a New York one now. Like I said, that was the best festival I attended last year, and I was out of luck. Stop scaring me with that image. She's doing it on purpose. Seriously. But it's one of those things where check out their films. Follow what they're doing. You never know who's going to cast you in one of their films coming up. You never know, and that's the great thing about it. And I want to thank everybody coming on because these guys were squeezed on, And I always tell people we're always booked. We're in September, the end of September on bookings. And it's one of those things where people are like, can they come on? I'm like, no, I don't know how to do this. So that's why it's always packed. So I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Thank you to that, Robin, Brianne, Miguel, Dr. Andrea, Howard, obviously, Terry, Rachel, Danicah, Beverly. And I always say this, have a good night tonight, a better day tomorrow. You see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours like Howard's doing. I'm Brian Sebastian with my Santa Clara Vanguard shirt on. We will see you next week.
Bye.